Hello, you filthy dogs. How are you? I'm making this podcast without headphones because I'm videotaping it. And, it's weird to hear myself in a room because it sounds like I'm making a jackass out of myself in reality because I hear myself and other people speak in this room, in the room that creates echoes. With the headphones, all I hear is Podcast James. And Podcast James is not embarrassed about anything, is he? No, he's not. Well, I just read on the internet, I want to get this out of the way, because it involves sex toys. There is a thing now available. It looks like one of the sex toys that you stick your penis in, and it's rubbery, and it's got a hole, and it's anatomically correct, and or some it seems to be. And people have various holes, so it could be anything really. But it seems to be a sex toy that you would put in your sex toy drawer, and but it's not a sex toy. It's for hiding money. Now, my question to you is: if a teenager is breaking into your house, a horny little boy, and he sees a vagina that he can fuck, is he going to go, ooh, someone else has fucked this vagina? Or is he going to grab it and say, well, I'll just sterilize it somehow? Yeah, that'll be fine. So it's a question for you to listeners. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been a teenager, and I know that things were very different in my view of the world and orifices when I was a teenager. Anything was a delightful option. Not so much now, though. Anyway, I don't know. Is it a sex toy? I don't even know. It doesn't say if you can actually use it as a sex toy. It's going to be disappointing to stick use a vagina as possibly a viable vagina as a piggy bank, somewhere to store your rings and I don't know. How much of an ooh factor is there for that person who's breaking into your house? I don't know. All right, let's give the wheel a spin. This is telling me what to talk about when I have nothing to talk about. It's landed on phobias. So I have a bookmark here that I wanted to talk about next time I got to phobias, because the Britons, those are the people who live in Britain, the Brits, reveal their most bizarre fears from tin openers to the color yellow. While fears of heights, snakes, and spiders are common, more than 1 in 10 has a very unusual fear like numbers, trees, or belly buttons. I thought I'd heard it all. People are afraid of belly buttons. That's inconvenient. No wonder there's some people who are asexual. Not to make light of the asexuals, but make up your fucking mind and have sex. No, you have a right. You have a right to exist asexually. I said that I was pretty much an asexual on the show last week. I was lying. I was not telling you the truth, of course. I'm not asexual. Asexual something, but not asexual. 2,000 adults have been talked to, and the nation's eclectic mix of I can't do this with little headphones. I can't. Putting my headphones on. I can't hear this. I can't hear the sound of non-podcast James talking. There. That's better. Hello. This is James Whittingham. Nice to see you. Hello. The one guy's got a subwoofer hooked up. He's listening to this, and he blew it. The subwoofer is blowing. Hello, I'm back with headphones. And yes, talking about phobias in Britain. Because what else do I have to do? Honest to God. I could mow my lawn, I suppose, but the leaves are a bit wet. Waiting for them to dry up. I'm so thirsty, I'm drinking Diet Pepsi. That's my drink of choice. You may know that from various investigations and public statements. It is, I know some people say it'll cause you cancer. Well, it's not proven. It's the most studied substance. I wouldn't be surprised if the study finally does come out and it says that. But right now, you can't say that it causes cancer because it's something you read on the internet, you fucking anti-vaxxer flat earther. Anyway, I hate to get mad. I was going to try to get mad this episode. But anyway, let's spin the wheel. I'm going to talk. The Diet Pepsi, I saw a commercial. They have it on the SodaStream. Does anyone out there use the SodaStream? And if so, do you like it? I mean, you have to add your own water, and my water's pretty crappy. But then so is a lot of the Diet Pepsi I buy. It varies. You know, I live in a small town, and they screw it up all the time. Of course, we buy it on sale, and maybe they just put the dregs on sale. I don't know. But I wanted to read to you, not to pick a phobia this time, but to read you the phobias that are in the news, because there's a survey of phobias in Great Britain, and it turns out people in Great Britain are freaks. Now, I'm from Great Britain. Hello, my fellow Whittinghams, if you're listening. Thanks for the shitty genes, you assholes. Anyway, and you don't have a fucking castle. Everyone else has got a castle. Oh, I've got a castle in Scotland. I've got one in South Wales. You know, fuck you. I don't have a castle. The Whittinghams, all they have is the remnants of the Whittingham Mental Hospital, and I'm not kidding you about that. The Whittingham Mental Hospital. Look it up. Or was it psychiatric? It wasn't good, and I'm sure it's haunted now. Haunted by all the people. Who's Whittingham anyway? Was he a psychotic doctor? You know? Doing evil tests? I don't know. All I know is that we have a bad name and no castle. If we could turn the mental hospital, which is now defunct, into a castle, I'd be okay with that. Once again, I'm thirsty. I'm thinking of getting the soda stream. I don't understand it. You put your own carbon dioxide in. You walk around with canisters of carbon dioxide. This is supposed to be a good thing. I don't like sparkling water, so it's really not a product for me, because a lot of people use them for sparkling water. I don't like bubbles in my water. I don't know what the appeal, I know what the appeal of, it just seems wrong. It's like, why is there bubbles in my water? It hurts my tongue. I've never been happy. I don't understand I like water, or I like a drink. I don't like something that has a little bit of lime in the water and maybe some bubbles. I don't like that shit. Happy Halloween, by the way. Woo! The Whittingham Mental Hospital spawned a man who lives in the Canadian prairies, who has his own podcast, and everyone who listens to the podcast ends up dead. Eventually. Possibly by shark. It's just a thought. I wanted to scare you with something. I just picture the Whittingham Mental Hospital right now, okay? Just before we get to the phobias here. In the UK, the Whittingham Mental Hospital, it's windy. The doors are clanking. There is a distraught soul somewhere, howling, 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 howling. Not happy. Possibly had a lobotomy. Possibly been tortured. Why are you psychotic? Whack, they slap him with a whip. Why are you psychotic? Over and over, until he becomes more psychotic. Then he finds the axe used for the fire. What does he do? He kills all the other patients. Well, the doctors who are tied up watch. I don't know. Whittingham Mental Hospital. Yeah. It's a big facility. A lot of everybody in England who was not well was sent there. God knows. So the Brits have revealed their most bizarre fears, and you know, I always survey people, and I've had some weird ones, like writing on the back of a hand is one that sticks out. Bridges, I guess that's a common one. Bridges, because you lose control. Like it's the same as a fear of flying. You feel like you don't have control, like the bridge might somehow control you. Your destiny is in the bridge's hands, as it were, and it could fall down, especially with so little being spent on infrastructure these days in North America. So the Brits have revealed their most bizarre fears, and they polled 2,000 people, adults, to reveal the nation's eclectic mix of phobias. Here's what it relates to our little money thing, is the fear of small holes, because the hole was fairly small on that thing. It could have been, for men. Yeah, the fear of small holes, which has a name. The fear of small holes is trypophobia. Tripophobia, the fear of small holes, or the fear of tripping, and like George Costanza's dad on Seinfeld, 1 in a million. I'm not good at pronouncing things I'm not familiar with. Negluphobia. N-L-A-I-G. Nlygophobia. I have the fear of pronouncing things. The fear of tin openers as can openers. The fear of can openers. The fear of being without your mobile phone is nomophobia. Nomophobia. The fear of being without your mobile phone. Fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth is a phobia, and one that I can't pronounce even without peanut butter in my mouth. Arachibutior. Who makes these names up? Why can't it just be peanut butter phobia? Peanut butter roof mouth phobia. That would be easier to say than ARACHIBUTY. No! They're messing with me. The people who make up these phobias are mean. Heights, spiders, snakes, enclosed spaces top the list, but fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth means you're probably not going to eat peanut butter. It's a perfectly tasty treat and has some protein in it and a lot of fat. So you figure out if you want that or not. Now am I going to worry that well, so what if it sticks to the roof of the mouth? You know what? I have a tongue. I have a fully capable tongue of removing that peanut butter. And a glass of something, a milk, water, that removes it. And the whole small hole thing. Why are you afraid of a small... What is a small hole going to do to you? Now, I can understand a fear of spiders, okay? Because you think, oh, what is that? It's a monster. It might bite me and I might die of poisoning. Or at least that is possible with some spiders. Fear of heights. You could fall. Understandable. I was up on the side of a skyscraper once filming something, and the cell phone I was holding felt very, very heavy. It felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds and was getting attracted to the ground. But something is just rational. And, you know, I can almost understand the bridge, you know, because a bridge could collapse. Bridges have collapsed. I'm thinking about the earthquake in San Francisco in the 80s during the World Series. Some bridges, overpasses collapsed. Seems possible, right? It's not the most ridiculous thing, but what's a small hole going to do to you? Envelop you? Tempt you, perhaps? Why would you have a fear of a small hole? What can come out of a small hole? Fear of small holes. Like, where do you encounter small holes except from the obvious? Oh no, honey, hold me. There's a small hole over there. We should make a horror movie with all the weird phobias. Everybody in the support group with ridiculous phobias, and all the phobias end up killing them, even the small hole. Because, you know, there's evil from the Whittingham Mental Hospital. Escaped descendant of the mad doctor who ran the place. His name's James Whittingham. He's talking to you now. If you're listening to this, you will die. Slowly. From a hole. A small hole. I don't understand the small hole thing. But yes, a horror movie. Think about this. Lowell, are you listening? My friend Lowell makes horror movies. Horror movies of people with phobias, and they all die from their phobia. Why, I don't know. It's one entity deciding to kill people of the ridiculous. Has this not been done? Has this been done? It must have been done. Somebody must have done this. You write to me. sneezeshow@gmail.com. I'm on Twitter. Sneeze Show. I'm on TikTok even. Quietly on TikTok, but I'm there. You get a hold of me. And you tell me, A, what your phobia is, especially if it's weird. Even if it's not. I don't care. I don't know what my phobias are. I guess I have a fear of heights, but not a terrible fear of heights. I have a fear of not using my penis for a few days. That's a fear that's going to become reality as I get, 90. By the way, it bothers me that Larry David has sex every night on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's always having sex. He's too old. Alexa, how old is Larry David?
Larry David is 74 years old.
I guess that's not bad. I thought he was... No, that's pretty old. Okay, here's the common fears in the UK. I'm going to start with number 1. Heights, spiders, snakes, enclosed spaces, dentists. Okay. I don't trust dentists, so yeah, I would have a fear of dentists. Ghosts. Ghosts don't exist, except for from the Whittingham Mental Facility. Psychiatric Hospital. Ooh. The dark. Fear of the dark. Yeah, you never know what's in the dark, do you? Needles. Not helping people who have a fear of dark. Needles. People have fear of needles. Good for you. I understand that. I know people who have fear of needles. Too bad for you. Get your damn vaccine. Clowns. No one likes clowns. No one has liked clowns in a long time. I don't know that anyone has ever liked clowns. You're sick. If you're a clown, you're a sick fuck, and you stay away from children. Let's see. Old houses. Interesting. Being home alone. Also interesting. Water. Okay. That would be swimming. Fear of drowning, I would imagine. Fear of birds. And then 17 is small holes. So there you have it. The number 17 fear in the United Kingdom is small holes. What will a small hole do to you? What do you think this small hole will do to you other than give you syphilis? Like what? What can it can't do anything. We're all bigger than small holes. And all people have several small holes. What is to be afraid of? Halloween. People are afraid of Halloween. That's number 18, right after small holes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a pumpkin with small holes in it to freak those people out. Approximately 1 in 100 people will have a fear of that pumpkin and just shit themselves. Halloween. Small hole. Belly buttons. Interesting, because they're small holes in a way. Fear of numbers. That's fear of the color yellow. I think these people, they've all been abused as children. You know, the belly button, the small holes, the color yellow, they were peed on. I think they were sexually abused as kids. And that's why why would you have a fear of these things? Why the color yellow? Why not red? That's the color of blood. That's something to fear. You can get peed on, except for you're a New York City rat. If you're peed on by a person, just ask, the people in Moscow. You're not going to die from it. I like this. I'm going to go write this horror movie right now. It starts with somebody freaking out, having a panic attack over something ridiculous, and their spousal unit is like, why, baby? Why are you freaking out over this small hole? Yeah, and then it goes to a support group, and people start dying one by one. Next thing you know, the credits are rolling. It writes itself. A lot of these phobias involve lack of control, loss of control. You're driving, you're flying. Flying is not even on here. No, it is number 10. Pardon me. I'm nuts today. People sticking a needle in you, there's loss of control. Dark, loss of control. You can't see anything. Ghosts, they might rape you. Loss of control. Dentists, of course, have total control over you. Enclosed spaces means you can't do anything you want. Snakes, heights, even can openers. But the color yellow and small holes, what control are you losing over these things? Are you a psychologist? Write me a letter. Unless you're from the Whittingham Mental Psychiatric Hospital, now haunted and abandoned. True story, look it up. No castles. I'm still pissed off. Everybody's got a castle. I've got a mental hospital. And it's almost as old as some of the castles. So that's cool. I guess. Whittinghams, we've been shit on for eternity. You know what? We deserve better than this. Well, I wanted to put out a podcast. I'm attempting to put out a podcast as frequently as I possibly can. As frequently as I can. That's why I have the wheel. It doesn't matter if I have anything to talk about. I spin the wheel and find something to talk about. I just want to keep doing it and keep doing it. And damn this pandemic, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep working. Going to work hard. Check out my other podcast, The Clean Energy Show. And that's takes me a couple days a week to work on. And then this is going to be the rest of my time for a while. So expect to see more of James. Hear more of James. Take care, everyone. Be good to each other. I'll see you sooner than you expect. Thank you very much for listening. And I say that As a person who sounds insincere, I'm not. I'm sincere. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And rate and review me, please, on iTunes or wherever you are. Tell your friends, because there's going to be a lot more James in the future, and I want you all to be here. Okay? Don't go anywhere. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to Sneeze. Spread the love. Tell your friends.